Welcome to SAR Trail. While learning how to live in our rig full-time, we wanted to explore some of Colorado's historical mountain towns that we've never been to before.
We explore beautiful Georgetown.
Natalie gets a new boyfriend.
Folks call me Snake.
Snake?
We visit a hotel museum.
Have an amazing iced latte.
And we eat at a one-of-a-kind smokehouse.
We are up in Georgetown, Colorado. We are going to get on the Georgetown Railroad Loop. We've never done this before, and it's something we wanted to do for a long time, so I think it's going to be really fun. It's supposed to be a gorgeous train ride, so let's go see if we can get tickets.
All right, so Georgetown was founded in 1864 when the Belmont Silver Lode was found, and Georgetown quickly earned the reputation of being the Silver Queen.
In 1877, the Central Railroad came in, and that was right as Georgetown was beginning to its huge silver boom. And if you're wondering who Georgetown was named after, it was named after George Griffith, which was a local town official of this area.
So by 1877, the silver mining had declined, the production had declined, the population that was once at 10,000 people quickly dropped. Currently Georgetown, and it's raining, it's going to turn into snow. Currently the population sits at 1,200 people. It's a crazy thing. They completed the train in 1877, the same time that silver production here drastically dropped. So they got this brand new train, this railroad, to help with silver production. And it reduced here, and they discovered up in Leadville tons of silver. So everybody left here and left this awesome train for us to ride today. One thing you can expect in the Rocky Mountains is for the weather to change drastically. So it went from a sunny, beautiful 60 degrees to now it's really cold. It's getting ready to convert this rain into snow. And I'm going to get a jacket. Jacket is on. Rain is coming down. You can see this valley that we're in. Here, I'll give you what I was looking at, where the rain's coming from. Totally beautiful.
All right, so we told you before that this railroad opened in 1877, and it was closed by 1938, and it stayed shut down until 1984 when it was reopened.
This old mining train travels 4.5 miles through this beautiful canyon.
35, awesome. You're going to go all the way through this car to the very next car. Chris is down there to help you out. All right,
Awesome,
thank
thank
you.
Okay. First come, first serve.
This is so cool. We're in the parlor car, upscale.
35.
So 35 is right here in the center on your left.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome, thanks. There's our tickets. We are in a booth number 35 in the parlor car. That's how we roll.
I feel like I just went back in time.
All right, so we're underway and just got our tickets stamped or punched. See the holes? Just got them punched. Bridge is right above us. The river is down here. We got the window open. We're getting all that nice mountain area. This is so beautiful.
Originally, this train ran all the way from Georgetown into Denver as transportation for people and also for bringing silver or gold or whatever they were mining in the areas into Denver to be processed. But now it just stays local and does a loop around the Georgetown area.
The history of the rails here go back to the 1870s. As you look around the mountains here, when you see big piles of dirt rock, there's a pile of tailings, which means there's mining.
Right.
And so all of this was mining dirt. Little by little, the silver run out. So money ran out, I should say. The silver's still here. And then they started doing tourist work. You're riding on one of the nicest cars in the fleet. I like the upholstery, the woodwork. They do all that here. This is Hall Tunnel. This is where they were going through the mountain and discovered the silver strike.
Oh.
Thank you so much for riding today.
Thank you. Thank you for the information.
All right, so train stopped in Silver Plume. This is an old mining town as well. We're at just over 9,000 foot elevation, and you can see, well, if you can see, all across on the mountain, all these little kind of piles, the tailings, or all these little mines. All aboard back in Silver Plume?
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
Watch that.
So that was Clear Creek that we just passed over, and that runs from the Continental Divide east. And it takes about 10 days for all that water to make it to the Gulf Coast.
So when the federal government was taking I-70 through Colorado, the original plan was to take it right over these tracks, making this pretty much obsolete now. Just put a big highway over because it was already carved out. But the Historical Society here in Colorado said, I don't think so. We want to preserve this narrow rail track and turn it into a piece of history. So they protected it, and here we are today. It was truly a blast. I'm really glad we did that. It's something we had looked about doing years ago, and now we finally have made it.
Okay, so we're walking downtown, kind of in the historic part of Georgetown. These are kind of old shops, and they've moved restaurants and things in, but most of these buildings are pretty old.
A bunch of these old buildings that Natalie was telling you about are now museums, restaurants, shops. You know, this town is 1,200 people, but it has so much history. All right, so something we've wanted to do for a while when we learned about Hotel de Paris, behind us is, I sounded Mexican on that, right? Hotel de Paris. You have to say with attitude. So we wanted to do, this is a museum. It's the most well-preserved historic site in all of Colorado, and it's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous inside. We can't take video in there, but we can take tons of pictures.
The Hotel de Paris opened on October 9th, 1875 by French immigrant Louis Dupay. It was modeled after a French inn, and it became known for luxury and high-class French cuisine. The interior is 90% original, containing over 7,000 historic items. It contains 23 finished rooms, and it's 7,000 square feet. The Georgetown silver boom fueled the hotel's popularity as it became a stopping point for travelers and tourists. Notable guests were railroad tycoon Jay Gould, photographer William Henry Jackson, and English explorer Isabella Bird. In 1893, the gas lighting was replaced with electric lighting. Radiant heating and wash basins were added with hot and cold water to every single room. In October of 1900, Louis Dupay died of pneumonia. Over the next 5 decades, the hotel changed ownership several times until it became a museum in 1954. In 1970, it was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. In 2007, it was named a site of the National Trust for Historic Preservation.
Behind me, Hotel de Paris, with the entrepreneur's name, Louis Dupay. Super cool story. What an amazing amount of history and all of the lives that interacted through this one little tiny place in Georgetown, Colorado.
So we're gonna head into this cute little coffee shop. It's called Georgetown Coffee and Tea for a little midday pick-me-up.
So it is extremely rare that we drink anything made out of water that we didn't filter ourselves, but this is made from Georgetown groundwater. Water that kind of comes down from all of these mountains, melted snow and rainwater, and just pumped right into all of these establishments, all the businesses.
That's really good. How's yours?
Mine is awesome. How's your tea, Bailey?
Really good.
We're gonna jump into Scooter's Smokehouse Barbecue. We've heard it's awesome. We gotta check it out.
Sorry, let me change the french fries to the potato salad. And then one with coleslaw. And then let me also do an order of fries.
Okay, so this is Tyler. in the Smokehouse, where we just had an amazing lunch, and we're kind of learning a little bit about your story. Family-owned business, which we love, and this originally started with your mom and your dad.
That's correct.
And you guys are originally from Texas.
Lubbock, Texas.
Your specialty here, I think it's probably brisket, that's my guess, because we
That's
had
correct.
the chopped brisket sandwich, which was amazing. All right, chopped brisket sandwich with some of the mild barbecue, homemade mild barbecue. It's so good.
Chopped brisket, turkey, ribs, everything. There's dry rub. Those are my 3 favorite meats for sure.
Nice.
I just pulled pork, being from Texas, briskets.
How many pounds of brisket do you do this time of year a day?
Brisket, right now, I've probably done about 300 pounds today.
Wow.
Okay, so we all three got the same chopped brisket sandwich. We got fried okra from Slaw. This is a jalapeno potato salad, french fries, fried okra. Fries are really good. So, just dig in.
600 pounds of meat a day passed through this register.
Yes, yes, sir.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
along with all the homemade sides, we do potato salad, coleslaw, everything like that.
Really good. Really good. You'll love this. It's not that spicy. Just a little bit spicy. Yeah, it's really good.
Is that peak season? Would go increase from there?
Yes, it will. Yeah, usually in peak season, we're looking at probably around 400 to 500 pounds of brisket. Wow. Today.
Wow. So, started out as your mom and dad. They had kind of a dream to come here and
That's
to
correct.
do this. How did this become your dream now? I think
It is. Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's something we love to do. Love to see, people's great response after they eat and stuff like that.
It's really good. It's almost as good as my grandmother's. It's as good. It's really good.
Tell us what you do.
Oh, okra. It's really good.
So, take a lot of pride in it.
Here's mom back here.
Hi.
So it's
Again, it's
go ahead.
yesterday.
So it's mom and 2 sons right now, and then some other employees that you bring in.
Yep.
Really cool, family owned, and right here in Georgetown, which is really cool. It's a small little place, limited indoor seating, a lot of outdoor seating when the weather's amazing, and it's right on Clear Creek, which is so beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so you were sharing with us, when do you start cooking for tomorrow?
Usually, after we sell out about 5 to 6 o'clock, cooking for about 16 hours, brisket and pork.
And your brother stays up all night to do this?
He does.
And then he works here all day?
All day.
So he does
Little
not
rest.
sleep ever?
No.
So initially when we walked in the door, I saw the name was Scooters, and I'm like, you're way too big to be Scooter.
I have no Scooter.
So, tell us the story.
That is Scooter. That's Mom and Mike's English Bulldog. This was 9 years old when he passed away back in October.
Okay.
But that is the matriarch of the family and the Scooter's name.
Cool. And started as a food truck.
That's correct. Yes, sir. Went to breweries, started to dance around Colorado.
Okay.
Then about a year into it, Mom and Mike found a location in Conifer, opened up there, spent roughly 5.5 to 6 years until the building sold, and we had to, look for a new location.
Sure. Well, I think you landed in an amazing spot.
That's great. A lot of traffic.
A lot of traffic, right? And you're right across from the visitor center.
Yeah.
It really makes sense. So, Georgetown Visitor Center, walk across the street. That's all you need to know. Love the small business, love the idea, family owned, family operated, which is super awesome. So we'll look forward next time we pass through. You're going to see us again.
Awesome. Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
thanks, Tyler.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, today is the day, the moment of truth on the Joolca shower / bathroom / changing room tent. If you followed our story any over the past couple years, we started off on this trailer with a 23-0 shower tent, and it was fine, but it only went up to like right about here, and it had no cover on it. So if it was cold, it was cold, and you have not really much privacy. So then we got the Darche shower tent, had a top on it, but it still wasn't long enough to cover from the ground up over my head. So if we had it sealed up from the ground for cold weather, I was like this showering to not have my head like poking up through the top. So now we got the Joolca. It's adjustable, and it should go from the ground up over my head, no problem. But we've had it on here for a while and we haven't looked at it yet. So this is really the moment of truth. I have no idea what that is. But let's see what we have here.
There's another one there,
Is there another one?
right here.
Oh yeah. I don't know. We'll find out what those things are. Swing the tent out. So the tent is going to come out right here so it's not right up against the trailer. Might have to move this truck out of the way. Let's see how these arms come out. 'Cause like I said, we haven't done this at all. Okay, so that means we got to move this here. Lock that in. I guess, I don't know if those lock. There's got to be a way they lock. Because if not, that's going to be kind of goofy. Maybe we need to read some instructions. But I know there's a way to pull this up, and then that comes on over and then closes this gap right here. Problem solved. You unscrew these things. We're going to take these ends out, and then we'll start, well, you'll see. So this isn't something we're going to want to do on a daily basis. We just want to get it right one time, and then we'll be good. And the terrain that we're on will dictate a little bit, but one plus we have is we got the air suspension on the trailer, so we can raise and lower the trailer if we have to an inch or two to make sure the tent lines up exactly how we want. So we take this end out right here, then we're going to take this piece out until we get this to the length that we want. So we're going to fold it. Probably want to make sure we don't have any wrinkles up here on the top. That's about good there, right? Got the top foot back on the way it's supposed to go. And let's see what we get here. There's some Velcro up on top of these rails. This hangs down over this side to give us privacy here. Oh, this is how we get our, all right, I'm in here. This is how we get our rigidity between these, is there's Velcro. And Natalie, if you step to this side, you can see this Velcro right here, just hooked to there. And then up here on the top, there's this, probably like a piece of plastic or fiberglass, that's gonna hold these arms from, you know, moving all around. Yeah, and I think that thing is there just to hold that tent up, because it keeps it off my head. All right, so here we go. I'm inside the tent now. You can see we got a little bit of a gap behind me. I can tighten these straps up and probably eliminate most of that. We have no gaps on the ground. We don't really, once the Velcro is all up on these arms, once the Velcro is all down, we don't have any gaps there. We'll have a little gap right here. Same with this one back behind me. The four corner tops will probably have miniature gaps. And I think even those gaps are reducible if we just kind of tighten all the canvas up. So, because for us, a lot of times we camp where it's cold and we're off grid and we need a shower. I just don't like drafts. And this thing I think is going to be really nice, especially if you're going to shower during the day when it's sunny. The tent's going to heat up, your water's going to be warm, and you're going to get the wind and the breeze out of here. So I'm liking it. I can stand underneath it. We could go up even higher if you wanted to. I think you could be 6'6" and not have this thing hanging on your head. So pretty cool. I'm loving it. Got this window back open up here across the front. Wanted to show you some of the other features here. So we got another one of those like fiberglass or plastic things right here that gives us some rigidity, so this side doesn't just become an issue of just blowing in. Then we have what they call the dry zone here, and underneath it there's a strap, so you can hang clothing from that blue strap there and keep it dry while you're showering. Really cool, because that's always a challenge of, you know, where do I put my dry clothes? We usually just kind of hang them off on the side of the trailer and say, hey Natalie, give me my clothes now, I'm ready. And then here is the laundry. So you can throw your laundry in here. So you take off your dirty clothes, throw them in here. They're gonna stay dry. Your clean clothes are gonna stay dry. So I'll say one thing, the quality of this is really nice. When we first had the 23-0 and I thought it was good, the Darche that we got, the quality was just way better. I think 23-0 stepped up their game recently, but ours was an older one. But the quality of this is really nice. It's got blackout, so you can run a light in here, which, oh, we do have a light we have to wire up and put in here. So they'll have light in here, so if we're showering at night, no problem. It is blackout, so even in the day, it'll be a little bit dark in here. The last thing you want is you got a light in here, you're showering at night, and you're just casting a four-sided silhouette of yourself showering. That kind of defeats the privacy. This one up here.
Oh my goodness.
Is that easier or what? Let's make sure it zips, but so far,
That's ridiculous.
before,
It took both of us to
yes,
put the tent away.
it took two of us. Oh, the bag has so much room. All right, so these things, this is kind of how it mounts on a different tent. So we're gonna cut these, or on a different arm, different rack or whatever. We're gonna cut these off because they're just gonna flap in the wind. We got two on each end. And then also these things. I have no idea what those are for, so we're gonna go to the Joolca website, kind of look and see what those things are for, because they look like they're important. What do you think, baby?
Love it.
I'm loving it too. We're probably gonna see if we can get another cover, because in shipping, it kind of got marred right here. You can see the scratch here. It's still watertight and everything, but you know, it's a brand new tent. We want it to look nice. We're gonna kill two birds with one stone. Figured out what these things are. And it solves the problem up here as well. So right up in here, these just screw right in here and pull them down. These are locks. So this solves the problem of, well, these things don't lock in place. They just kind of flap around a little bit, and we hope that those plastic or fiberglass ribs that are in there hold, but now we don't have to worry about that. So check this out. Now, locked in place. Let's do this one. You can see it right here. Get right up in there. You can see that guy comes in and locks in place. So now the arms don't flop around at all, and we don't have extra parts. You gotta love when you do a project and there's no extra parts. Really nice shower tent. Great build quality. Can't wait till we get out and get off grid to use it. Until next time, guys, we had an awesome time in Georgetown. Really great time on the train. We got our solar working. We have our shower tent working. We've eaten some really good food. See you next time.